field in Philadelphia. It's week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down and close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. So here is Washington now backed up a bit to start their first drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball. but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 65 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they're going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
On 1st and 10, Howell. Here's Booker on the catch. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So's the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Here's Hurts to throw. Buying time to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. after one, 7-0 on EA Sports. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Here's Sterling Hoffrichter now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. So here is Washington now to take over. They were losers a week ago to Arizona, but they're on top here as they start this drive with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Howell out to the left there and complete to the tight end Hockenson. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Got a man. It's Brown. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Hands it off out of the gun. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Howell. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Room here to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the back, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Slide for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Sanders. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific, because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. Hurts trying to hurry up the offense. Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover?
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. Hurts throw there, taken in by Smith. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Throwing is Hurts. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. This from 54 yards away. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how's he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they're really in sync right now.
De'Ami Brown, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. Play action. Howell. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. From the 41, Hurts going deep here for Watkins. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Here's Watkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll come. one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Throwing on first down. Howell. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Howell. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. A big play there just before halftime. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
A final shot before break. Howell. Touchdown. That's caught. De'Ami Brown as time expires in the first half. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. On first down, Howell being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. To throw on second down. Howell. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. They're just looking good hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches, just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried to dump off, lost yardage. 38-yard line, 2nd and 11. On the draw, here's Sanders. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player, and it appears to be Devontae Smith who's having some problems here. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From the gun, it's Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by 10 minutes. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got...
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Washington ready to try again on offense. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Brown. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, Howell. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Howell. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle here to Brown. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. Howell. Wide open receiver, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. To throw again on second down. Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Left side here to Sanders. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Back to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On 1st down, Hurts. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. They'll look to throw here. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Young. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And connecting quickly with Goddard. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route,
touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's got this down to the 35.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. From the gun, Howell. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
From the 30 on second down. Hurts. It's complete to Brown, right side. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. They'll look to throw here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
To throw again on second down. Hurts. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Back to throw here. This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington will take control of the football in great field position. So they try. To go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Goff going to throw it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
Even with a big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. And they're going to speed things up here. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Goff. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Goff now looks to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. A hit and as he throws there, incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. A short kick taken at the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now...
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.